Trying to finish up taking apart this transformer. Had 3 of these from my last video. I took it off the transformer. Now I'm trying to clean them up to get it clean to sell as number 2 copper. So I got one taken apart completely already. Doesn't look like much in this bin, but it's quite heavy. Got a couple pieces set aside here that have to be cleaned off a bit better. And then there's also, I think, 3 or 4 really thin sheets of copper layered around it inside. So I took those off as well, folded it all up into one piece. Pretty dense little piece. Got 1 bag of garbage so far. This little bag was filled up. This bag was already filled up with other garbage, so started adding to it, just a couple pieces. So there's quite a bit of garbage coming off of each one. I ended up having to cut it, so I put it on its side like this. And then I cut all the way down with the Sawzall. Obviously I could have cut it down like that when it was on the transformer itself, but it's a lot harder to cut it on there, especially with a Sawzall. Much easier with a grinder, which I'd prefer not to use. And then you'll still have to try to pull it off the transformer, so I still think it was worth taking the top apart and just sliding it off like that. So I'll set up the camera, grab the Sawzall, cut this thing here, and then I'll show you how I was separating it. Okay, so I got that cut. Now I'm going to use pry bar and just try to pry it apart a little bit. My goal is to just get the top layer, so there's 1 layer at a time. Gotta try to pry up just the top layer. It's not so easy just to get started sometimes. So what I'll also do is use the chisel. So it's just repeating the process over and over all the way down, and then I can start pulling it off. down at the bottom, they're closer together. It's like gaps up here, and down here it's just right beside each other. Okay, so there's one layer. I try to pull them apart until they're a bit thinner like this. Sometimes even take every strand apart. That way you can get more of this garbage off of there. But a few pieces are really wrapped tight like this with some sort of like fiberglass mesh. So I'll keep that aside and I'll clean those pieces off after. Not every piece has it. I guess right now every one of these outside layers have it, but typically I just pull it apart like that, get as much of this off as I can off the edge. Easier sometimes than others, so I don't have to get all of it off. I just get off as much as I can and then throw it in the bin, just like that. So I'll set all this stuff aside because it's from the outside layer. I'll have to clean that off, but this, once you get inside, it's a little bit easier. So start with these ones. I try to pull off as much of the paper as I can while it's still attached on there. It looks like I left a couple pieces on there. See, the inside layers can be a little bit easier. Don't have that one piece that's all wrapped up super tight. So just like that, I think it's good enough. I throw it in the bin. Try to get number 2 copper price for it. There is a layer of sheet copper inside here somewhere, a couple layers of it, not just one. remember how deep in it was. We're still not at it yet, so it's probably a few layers in. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and keep doing this. Once I get to the sheet copper layer, then I'll stop and I'll start recording again, sorry. Show you guys what it looks like inside there. Okay, I got quite a few layers off. Got down to this layer. Right under this one, you can see that there's a sheet copper. Stuck at the ends. That's just a bunch of garbage. Pretty dense, heavy piece there. Underneath, you got a layer of copper. This piece was just stuck underneath it. Pull that off. It's just a really thin layer of copper. There's a couple more in here. So I'll set it aside, put it all in together, and then crush it down into a small little square like that. Bag is starting to fill up, so I want to keep the big pieces of garbage set aside. Alright, so there was a little piece left in this, pieces I was throwing to the side. A little piece in there, that's why it was so much heavier. Add those two little pieces. I think it's just because I cut them off. This is the last layer here, I believe. So that's 3 layers. Now just another layer of paper, I think. No more inside that one. Now just 2 more layers, I believe. 2 or 3 more layers in here. Yeah, it looks like just 2 layers. So 2 more layers to unfold. Put them in a pile over here. Then I'll go ahead and rip these apart. Got that one completely finished up. Had to start a new bin because this bin was starting to get too full and too heavy. So I got another one here. Just cut the lid off this bin, wrote the weight on it. This one I didn't write the weight on it, so I'm gonna have to empty it out to get an exact weight on this bin. But one more to go, get that one finished up. Should be able to fit that one in these bins, so 2 bins. So here's all of the sheet copper. Just gonna squish it down. It's really soft because it's so thin. It's a pretty dense little thing, so I'll take both of these. That's from 2 of these chunks. Scale's already on because I was weighing that bin. Let's see what it says on the scale. 3.4 pounds. Always lift it up, put it back down, double check. 3.4. So that's cool. I could put that in with my number 2 copper as well. I had a lot of sheet copper before, and when I had a whole bunch of it, they told me it has to go as number 3 copper. But if it's just a little bit, I can put it in with my number 2 and they're okay with it. So that's it for now. I'll go ahead and finish this one up, and then once I get that done and sorted, we'll throw both of these on the scale and see how much it all weighs. Got everything taken apart and sorted. Cleaned up all the garbage here. So 2 small garbage bags, and then not even a third of that big bag is actually from it. Most of the big bag is from other garbage that I already had in there. Still a lot of garbage just from the one transformer. Really does not look like that much. And I got these 2 bins pretty much full, 55-gallon barrels. So I got the scale turned on already. Go ahead and try to put these on. See what it says. It's kind of hard to do with one hand holding the camera. $124.2. $124.2. Trying to make sure it's centered on there, not touching anything else. Seems to be 279.2. So the containers are about 16 pounds each. I have it written down on one of these 2. This one I have it written down on 15.8 pounds on this container. So just to double check, I'll go ahead and dump this bin out, stick it on the scale, and then see how much the empty bin weighs. I should have it written down on there anyways, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I got the other one emptied out, put on the scale. Weighs the exact same as the other one, 15.8. 15.8. So I went ahead and wrote down the math here, just to try to figure out exactly how much copper there was. Some of this, like the weight of the transformer, was in a previous video that I uploaded. But the copper windings themselves with all the garbage on them was 268.2. Whole transformer obviously was 966 pounds. The number 2 copper with the barrels, 279.2 pounds minus 31.6 pounds for 2 of these barrels equals 247.6 pounds of number 2 copper. That leaves about 20 pounds of garbage that was on them, and makes out to be about 25% of the total weight of the transformer. So about 25% of the weight of the transformer was copper. So that's pretty cool. It's a lot of copper.